Here we go. You've got questions, I've got answers. Today, we'll talk a little bit about uh, January 6th, and then we'll also talk about what I bring that's different. So I'll go through, read the questions as I kind of got them, and then I'll address it. So question one: what can be done about J6 political prisoners? That was brought to me out when I was talking at one of the GOP meetings. So to answer that question is I really don't know. From what I understand now, there's only one um, person in the body politic that is actually addressing it, and he's out of I think it's the 26th congressional district in Texas. But outside of that, none of ours in Tennessee are touching it. Nobody will touch the January 6th thing. And I don't know what I could do as a member of the U.S. House of Representatives, but I'm certainly willing to find out. By all accounts, these guys are political prisoners, and from some of the other stuff I've seen, yeah, this needs to be addressed. This is this is nonsense going on within our borders and our system. Next one comes to us from Facebook, and this is another one where I was answering a post from Congressman Desjardins, and then got responses to that. So I'll read it, and then we'll get after it. And this comes from Van Ayers, and he says, Tom Davis for Congress, what is the point of running if you are not offering anything different than Scott Desjardins? Desjardins voted against Ukraine, Taiwan, and Israeli military funding a few weeks ago. Burchett and Desjardins were only two TN Republican U.S. reps out of 8 that voted against the Israel and Taiwan military funding. Desjardins voted against a non binding resolution that supports NATO H.R. 831. Non support of NATO, Ukraine, Taiwan, and Israel is Freedom Caucus stuff. So, what are some differences? I'll run through a couple votes and then another item or two. The NDAA, which we got a yes vote for, I would have been a no. There was taxpayer funding for the gender affirming care, which is a distraction or a detractor from our national defense, amongst other things. So, and if I've got some other videos up there about that, I believe. If not, this is one of the things I talk about a little more in depth. But that is a difference. I would have been a no on that mess. Something else that we are not seeing from that Saturday sellout, April 20th, where he did indeed vote against the Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan funding. But what he did vote for was H.R. 8038. And in that is legislation that has us seizing Russian assets and then directing it back to Ukraine for their rebuilding. And this is on the assumption that Ukraine will win this fight, which I don't believe they do without us actually putting boots on the ground. And I am not an advocate for that currently, nor would I really see me coming on board with us sending troops into that. There's no reason I don't see. So, and then the other one we'll talk about is HR 6090, which was the redefining of anti Semitism. I would have been a no, we got a yes. The no, because that legislation would have made it illegal for us as citizens to criticize the Israeli government. Also, would have made passages from the Bible illegal. So, I would have been a no. Something else different about me is my background. And specifically in the Army and then a little bit afterwards. So in the Army, it's leadership is the difference. I was picked on 2 different occasions to assume platoon sergeant duties in a theater of operation, once for Iraqi freedom and once for enduring freedom. So without going into all of what that entails, if you're watching this, you're military. I certainly think you can appreciate the leadership challenges. And by all accounts, evaluation reports, if we can believe those, did a pretty successful job at it. So, and then additionally, I was a leadership instructor. I was a drill sergeant, which at its core is leadership in training. And I think this is what we need, and what is different in DC is some folks that are mission oriented, and that mission being securing our borders, stopping this fiscal irresponsibility that we have going in DC, and then this assault on our rights in general. I like to focus on the Second Amendment, but with HR 6090 gave me some stuff to talk about there. So non-supportive um, NATO, Ukraine, Taiwan, and Israel is Freedom Caucus stuff. I would say fair enough. However, if we recall back last year when the Freedom Caucus brought up and was successful at removing Kevin McCarthy from the speakership, uh, we got it. Congressman Desjardins was not in on that action. And then to the opposite side of that, even where he threw them under the bus. So if you're going to claim to be part of the Freedom Caucus, and you part ways with them, I get we're not always going to disagree. But if you're going to part ways with them on a specific issue, I mean, at least don't throw him under the bus. Just roll with it. And had he just not said anything, probably would have been a non-issue, and it may not even have come up for me. So there is that. So that is Q&A number 6, and we'll leave it with that. Any additional things I need to clear up down there, drop me a comment, whichever platform you're watching this on. Likes, dislikes, whatever the case you may feel. And yeah, just do the thing with the YouTube or the Facebook. I certainly appreciate that. I appreciate your time and your attention through this, and any consideration that you would give me. And until the next time, I will see you out on the trail, and this will defend.